Assalamu alaikum. Today we will discuss the topic of the atomic number. Basically, atomic number is the number of proton present inside the nucleus. So, atomic number is same as the number of proton present in a nucleus. Okay, number of proton in a nucleus. Now you know there are three subatomic particles that are proton, electron and neutron. The proton can carry positive charge, electron can carry negative charge, while the neutron is neutral, having a zero or no charge. Okay? So these are subatomic particles. Okay, these are three subatomic particles. Okay, when we can see the atom in a periodic atom or element in a periodic table, we can see that atom is a neutral body. Na? Atom is a neutral body having no charge. You cannot see any kind of charge on the element in the periodic table. That mean can how the charge of the atom is a neutral ना उसकी फिर एक ही solution ये है कि atom के अंदर charge bodies तो present है ना within the atom these three subatomic particles can present where the proton can carry positive charge, electron can carry negative charge, but still the atom is neutral in nature. If the atom is neutral in nature, that means their number of protons is exactly balanced by the extra nuclear electrons. ठीक है अब प्रोटॉन का चार्ज क्या होता है प्रोटॉन कैन कैरी relatively +1 charge while the electron can carry relatively -1 charge. This +1 charge and -1 charge is exactly balanced. When they are exactly balanced, then the atom is neutral in nature. ठीक है इसका मतलब क्या है कि in a neutral atom, the atom that is electrically neutral, number of proton is equal to the number of electrons. Okay, now we know that the proton and neutrons are present inside the nucleus, and around the nucleus there are the shells where different electrons can reside. So we use the term extra nuclear electrons for this. ठीक है so that means extra nuclear electron mean the electrons which are present outside the nucleus, so therefore we use the term electron. ठीक है so if an atom is an electrically neutral body, in that case the number of proton is equals to the number of electron, and atomic number is the number of the proton in a nucleus. Okay, here we can discuss the example of the hydrogen atom. Hydrogen, the atomic number of hydrogen is uh, the atomic number of hydrogen is 1. If its atomic number is 1, then its number of proton is also 1. If its number of proton is 1, that means its number of electron is also 1. If its number of electron is also 1, then the charge on the proton is +1 while the charge on the electron is -1. That's why they can cancel out each other effect and it is 0. That is mean it is electrically neutral body and you cannot see any kind of the charge on the atom of the hydrogen in the periodic table. Okay, so this is basically the concept of the atomic number, and according to the rules, atomic number is the number of proton in the nucleus of an atom. And since an atom as a whole is electrically neutral, you cannot see any kind of the charge on the atom of the in the periodic table. So that means its atomic number, that is the number of proton, is exactly equal to the number of extra nuclear electron. Okay, here they can discuss the example of the hydrogen that occupy first position in the periodic table having an atomic number 1. As its atomic number is 1, so its number of proton is also 1, which can carry the charge of +1, which is counterbalanced by this charge. So atomic number, so as a result atom is a neutral in nature. Here we can discuss the example. Here you can see there are two protons which are present inside the nucleus, and there are also two neutrons. Now there is no charge on the neutrons, but the charge on the two proton is +2. Okay, now, to counter this +2, there are two electrons which are also present outside the electron. So here you can see there are two proton, two neutron, and two electron. So here you can also see its atomic number is 2. Why its atomic number is 2? Because its number of proton is 2. Number of proton which are present inside the nucleus carrying the charge of +2. There are two proton inside the nucleus, so its atomic number is 2. As number of proton is exactly equal to the number of electron, so they can cancel out their effects. As they can cancelling out their effect, so atom is electrically neutral, can carry no charge. Okay, basically atomic number atomic number can act as an identification mark, as a fingerprint mark for the identification of an element in the periodic table. So if atomic number is here, you can see the atomic number is 2. If atomic number is 2, and when you can look at the periodic table, in atomic number 2 there is an helium atom. So this is the atomic structure for the helium atom, having an atomic number 2 that indicate the number of protons. Okay, now we'll discuss further examples to clear the concepts more. Here you can see there is a one proton carrying a charge of +1, and along with this proton there is a one electron which can counterbalance their effect. Here the number of proton is 1. So if the number of proton is 1, then its atomic number is 1. Atomic number 1 किसके element का होता है? When you look at the periodic table, the atomic number 1 is the atom. So this is the hydrogen atom that is electrically neutral, because +1 charge is totally balanced by the -1 charge. Here you can see another example. We can count the number of the protons first. Here the number of the proton is here it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There are 6 protons, and when we can look at the electron, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So number of protons are 6, carrying a charge of +6. Number of electrons are also -6, which can carry a negative charge. These two can basically balance each other. When they can balance each other, that means the atom is electrically neutral. And the atom, this is the neutrality of the atom. Now that atom is electrically neutral, but its atomic number is what? Its atomic number is same as that of the number of protons, so its atomic number is 6. And when we can look at the 6 atomic number in the periodic table, we found that this is the atom of the carbon, and you can see carbon as a neutral body in the periodic table, because it can carry same number of proton and electron, which can balance their charges very well. Then we can look the next structure. Here you can count the number of protons: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the number of protons are 8. Count the number of electrons: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So number of electrons are -8, as they can neutralize their effect. So atomic number is, its atomic number is 8. Atomic number 8 basically represent as an identification mark, and in atomic number 8 there is an element that is called as oxygen. So by looking at the number of proton, you can easily identify the atomic number, and from atomic number, and from atomic number you can easily identify the element, that what it is, either it is proton, oxygen, nitrogen, or whatever they are, by looking simply at the number of the protons. Okay, the next concept is of the mass number. Mass number is basically mass number is the sum of number of protons and number of neutrons. तो हम ये भी कह सकते हैं कि मास नंबर कैन बेसिकली रिप्रेजेंट द नंबर ऑफ सब अटोमिक पार्टिकल्स present inside the nucleus. ठीक है, because number of subatomic in a nucleus, because here you can see the proton and neutron both can lie inside the nucleus. So basically mass number can represent the number of subatomic particles present inside the nucleus, as the proton and neutron can lie inside the nucleus. So we can say mass number is the sum of the number of neutron plus number of neutron. Now the question arises, how we can identify the mass number. Now mass number, there we can see the mass number by looking at the atomic mass. ठीक है, अब there are two relevant terms. ठीक है, atomic mass किसे कहते हैं? atomic mass is the sum of the masses of mass of atom. अब एटम के अंदर क्या क्या चीज आ जाती हैं? एटम के अंदर देर आर 3 सब एटॉमिक पार्टिकल्स, दैट आर प्रोटॉन, दैट आर इलेक्ट्रॉन एंड देर आर न्यूट्रॉन. अगर हम उनके रिलेटिव एटॉमिक मैसेस की बात करें तो प्रोटॉन का मैस होता है 1.0073 एटॉमिक मैस यूनिट. इलेक्ट्रॉन का मास होता है इलेक्ट्रॉन इज रियली वेरी लाइट बॉडी. इट्स मास इज ओनली 0.0005 atomic mass unit, while the mass of neutron is 1.0087 atomic mass unit. ठीक है, अब ये इनके masses आ गए. Now you can see the mass of electron is very less, that we can almost consider it as a negligible. We cannot consider it as we cannot consider the mass of electron in the atomic mass. We can almost consider it as a negligible. ठीक है, अब हमारे पास पीछे क्या रह गया? We can there is only proton and neutrons are remains ना. So हम ये कह सकते हैं कि atomic mass is actually due to the mass of the is actually due to the sum of the masses of proton and neutron. Okay, if this is the mass of the proton and neutron only, तो इसमें ये सब किसके अंदर प्रेजेंट है? इट इज ऑल्सो ऑल प्रेजेंट इन द न्यूक्लियस. सो हम ये कह सकते हैं कि ऑल द mass of an atom is concentrated inside the nucleus. So all mass of atom is concentrated inside the nucleus, and the electrons which are present in outside the electron can have negligible mass. If they have negligible mass, so we cannot consider its mass anymore, and we can call atomic mass as the sum of the masses of the proton and neutron, and we can also call as atomic mass as a nuclear maybe as a nuclear mass, because it is basically mostly the sum of the subatomic particles which are present inside the nucleus. ठीक है, this is the whole concept. But how we can calculate the mass number from the atomic mass? That's the important concept. Basically we know mass number किसे represent करता है? mass number represent कर रहा है number of neutrons को plus number of protons को. ठीक है, नंबर ऑफ न्यूट्रॉन्स और नंबर ऑफ प्रोटॉन्स को ये कर रहा है. अब आपका जो भी एटॉमिक मास आता है उसका एटॉमिक, अब देखिए आपका प्रोटॉन भी तकरीबन उसका, हम अगर ये कंसिडर कर लें, प्रोटॉन का रिलेटिव एटॉमिक मास 1 एटॉमिक मास यूनिट है, और हम अगर न्यूट्रॉन का भी कंसिडर कर लें तो उसका भी मास तकरीबन हमारे पास ऑलमोस्ट 1 एटॉमिक मास यूनिट ही बनता है. तो बेसिकली उनके जो एटॉमिक मैसेज हैं, अगर हम उनको देखें तो बेसिकली दे कैन टेल अस अबाउट द नंबर ऑफ द protons and neutrons. So if the atomic mass is here, you can see the atomic mass of the sodium and fluorine is 22.98 and 18.998 ना. सो एटॉमिक मास सोडियम का 22.98 है. अब ये एटॉमिक मास किसकी वजह से है? ये सिर्फ प्रोटॉन और न्यूट्रॉन की वजह से है. अब एक प्रोटॉन का कितना है? 1. एक न्यूट्रॉन का कितना है? 1. तो बेसिकली अगर इनको हम सम अप करें होल नंबर में तो ये हमारे पास ऑलमोस्ट आ जाता है 23. सो हम ये कह सकते हैं कि देयर आर 23 protons and neutrons which are present inside the nucleus, and there are the mass number of the fluorine is also 19, which we can round off. So basically we can get the mass number by rounding off the atomic masses, because atomic mass is actually the sum of the mass of the proton and neutron, because we can consider the mass of the electron as a negligible, as each proton and each neutron can carry one atomic mass unit mass. तो basically हर एक ने जितना कंट्रीब्यूट किया होगा, तो हर एक ने वन वन कंट्रीब्यूट किया हुआ, तो फ्रॉम देयर वी कैन वेरी इजीली कैलकुलेट इट्स mass number. But one thing you must keep in your mind, that mass number is always a whole number, because it is an counting ना, ये कोई हम वेट नहीं ले रहे, ये तो हम जो मास नंबर है वो हम ये कह रहे हैं कि दैट इज द नंबर ऑफ प्रोटॉन एंड न्यूट्रॉन. ठीक है, तो इसको हम होल नंबर में ही कंसिडर करेंगे. वी कैन नॉट कंसिडर इट्स वेट एज अ होल. Okay, so when we can look at the composition of the nucleus, we can say, so basically when we can know the composition of the nucleus, inside the nucleus there are two bodies which are present, that are proton and neutron, and sum of proton and neutron is called as mass number. Okay, now we can abbreviate with different words. अब mass number को हम कैसे represent करते हैं? mass number को हम represent करेंगे by the alphabet A. प्रोटॉन को हम क्या कहते हैं? प्रोटॉन को हम आल्सो कहते हैं, वी कैन कॉल इट एज एन एटॉमिक नंबर, और एटॉमिक नंबर को हम रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं विद अ साइन Z, while n इज द नंबर ऑफ न्यूट्रॉन्स, और नंबर ऑफ न्यूट्रॉन्स को हम रिप्रेजेंट करेंगे एज एन n. तो हम ये कह सकते हैं कि मास नंबर A is equals to the sum of the number of atomic number plus number of neutron. So this is the formula for the mass number, and this is also the composition of the nucleus. A stands for what? A stands for mass number. P stands for not P, sorry, we can call it as a Z. Why? Because we can consider it we can consider the number of proton as the atomic number. So इसमें कोई difference नहीं है. If you can write P, there is no problem in it. ठीक है, Z indicates the atomic number, while N indicates the number of neutrons. Okay, okay, if we have the value of the mass number, for example any one thing, we have the value of the atomic number, we can very easily calculate the number of neutrons. So number of neutron का क्या formula बन जाएगा? Number of neutrons become n is equals to A minus Z. That is very basic calculation. So there are three subatomic particles: electron, proton and neutron. Proton and neutron can constitute the mass number. So mass number is always the sum of proton and neutron, and we can also call proton as an atomic number. You can consider this fact in your mind and not confuse atomic number with any other subatomic particle. Atomic number is always the number of the protons which are present in the nucleus. Now we can solve these concept assessment in order to check the concept. For example, here they can give us example of the magnesium. Okay, we can calculate its electron, that how many electrons are residing over there, can carry the charge of +2. अब +2 का क्या मतलब होता है? +2 का मतलब होता है it loses 2 electron and can act as a cation. ठीक है, अब पहले हम मैग्नीशियम का एटॉमिक नंबर देख लेते हैं. मैग्नीशियम का एटॉमिक नंबर है हमारे पास 12. If the atomic number of the magnesium is 12, then you mean its number of protons are 12 and its number of electrons are also 12. लेकिन अभी हमने देखा कि ये न्यूट्रल बॉडी नहीं है, it can carry +2 charge. That means it loses its 2 electron. When it loses 2 electron, then its electron remain 10. So हमारे पास मैग्नीशियम का एटॉमिक नंबर क्या था? हमारे पास मैग्नीशियम का एटॉमिक नंबर था 12. इसका मतलब है इसके अंदर नंबर ऑफ प्रोटॉन्स कितने होंगे, इसके अंदर नंबर ऑफ प्रोटॉन्स होंगे 12 और नंबर ऑफ प्रोटॉन और ऑलवेज इक्वल टू नंबर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन, वो भी कितने होते हैं 12, लेकिन इसके ऊपर क्या था +2 था। +2 का मतलब it loses 2 electron, when it loses 2 electron then the number of electron which remain there is, so the number of electron remain there is only 10 electrons. Okay, so the number of electron present in magnesium +2 is 10 electron. Okay, now we'll solve the other parts. Aluminium atomic number is 13. The atomic number of the aluminium is 13. If its atomic number is 13, then that means its number of proton is also 13. If its number of proton is 13, then its number of electron is also 13. But as it loses 3 electron, because it can carry the charge of +3, this is not an electrically neutral body. So it loses 3 electron. When it loses 3 electron, then the number of electron which remain is only 10. So number of electron present in aluminium +3 is also 10 electron. The next is sulfur -2. I will just give you a hint. The atomic number of the sulfur is 16. Okay, so number of proton are 16. Number of electron are also 16, but as it is not a neutral body, it can carry -2 charge. So basically it gains 2 electron. When it gains 2 electron, then the number of electron becomes 18. So number of electron present on sulfur -2 is 18 electron. Okay, so one thing which we concluded is, if atom is neutral, its number of proton is equals to the number of electrons. But if it is not neutral, in these cases, here you can see it loses 2 electron, here it loses 3 electron, and here it gains 2 electron. In that cases, the charge appear, if the number of proton is greater than the number of the electron, then positive charge appear on the atom. But if the number of electron is greater than the number of the proton, in that case negative charge appear on the atom. Here you can see number of electron only remains 10, and while the number of proton remains 13. तो प्रोटॉन के ऊपर होता है प्लस चार्ज, इलेक्ट्रॉन के ऊपर होता है नेगेटिव चार्ज, इसकी वजह से ये 3 ज़्यादा है, तो यहाँ पे ये +3 से डोमिनेट कर गया। यहाँ पे आपके 16 प्रोटॉन है और इलेक्ट्रॉन कितने हैं 18, तो यहाँ पे आपके 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन एक्स्ट्रा है, तो इसके ऊपर -2 चार्ज जो है वो डोमिनेट कर गया। सो अगर आपके नंबर ऑफ प्रोटॉन और इलेक्ट्रॉन इक्वल है, उस केस में देयर इज नो प्रॉब्लम, आपके ऊपर चार्ज आपका न्यूट्रल रहेगा, कोई जीरो चार्ज होगा, आपका एटम न्यूट्रल है। बट इन दैट केस अगर वो नहीं है, तो उसके अंदर फिर आपके जो चार्जेस हैं वो उसके अकॉर्डिंगली मेंशन होंगे। ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे हम एक और कंसेप्ट असेसमेंट कर लेते हैं ताकि हमें चीज़ों का ज़्यादा अच्छा आइडिया हो जाए। ओके, मैं पहले एक दफ़ा आपको एलिमेंटल उसकी जो है वो समझा देती हूँ कि स्ट्रक्चरिंग कैसे करते हैं। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ दिस इज एन एटम एक्स, here this is A and this is B, तो यहाँ पे जो A रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा है that can represent your atomic number, and this atomic number is also called as number of proton. Okay, and this B represent your mass number. And what is mass number? Mass number is the sum of proton and neutrons. ठीक, ओके, अगर आपकी एटम क्या है, न्यूट्रल इन नेचर है, तो आपके नंबर ऑफ प्रोटॉन इक्वल हो जाएंगे नंबर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स के। ठीक है, ओके, दिस इज द जनरल थिंग व्हिच आई वांट टू टेल यू। अब नाउ दिस इज द एटम मैग्नीशियम 2512, नंबर ऑफ प्रोटॉन्स इसके कितने हैं, दिस कैन बेसिकली, सॉरी, आई थिंक आई कैन गिव यू, okay, this is, if this is A and this is, okay, the atomic number is present at the lower side, while the mass number is present on the above side. And mass number is always greater than the atomic number, because mass number is the sum of two subatomic particles, that are proton as well as neutron. So atomic number is present at the lower side, while the mass number is present on the above side. यस, ठीक है। तो इधर अगर हम देखें तो इसका मैग्नीशियम 2512, इसका मास नंबर क्या है हमारे पास, इसका मास नंबर है हमारे पास 25, और इसका एटॉमिक नंबर क्या है हमारे पास, इसका एटॉमिक नंबर है 12। एज यू कैन सी एनी चार्ज, नो। एटम क्या है हमारे पास, न्यूट्रल है, कैन कैरी जीरो चार्ज। तो अगर इसके ऊपर जीरो चार्ज है तो एटॉमिक नंबर किसको रिप्रेजेंट करता है, नंबर ऑफ प्रोटॉन्स को। तो नंबर ऑफ प्रोटॉन्स कितने हैं इसके अंदर, नंबर ऑफ प्रोटॉन है इसके अंदर 12। एटम न्यूट्रल है तो नंबर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स भी कितने हो जाएंगे, 12। So number of protons are 12 and number of electrons are also 12. Okay, now calculate the number of neutron. अब number of neutron कैसे calculate करें, हमारे पास mass number given है, that is 25. Mass is number is the sum of number of protons plus number of neutrons, that is equals to 25. You know the value of the number of protons, that is equals to 12 plus number of neutrons 25. So number of neutron कितने आ जाएंगे हमारे पास, number of neutron is equals to 25 minus 12, that is equals to 13. So number of neutrons हमारे पास कितने आ गए, that is 13. अगर हम इसकी, अब दिस इज फॉर योर असेसमेंट, यू कैन सॉल्व इट बाय योरसेल्फ। ओके ओके, यहाँ पे इन्होंने हमें दे कैन गिव अस ऑल द थिंग्स, लेकिन उन्होंने हमें यहाँ पे डिमांड की हुई है कि यू कैन गिव अस द एन एटॉमिक सिंबल, ठीक है। अब सबसे पहले हमारे पास नंबर ऑफ प्रोटॉन कितने हैं, 17। नंबर ऑफ प्रोटॉन किसे रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं, नंबर ऑफ प्रोटॉन कैन रिप्रेजेंट्स द एटॉमिक नंबर। सो बेसिकली यहाँ पे जो भी ए बी एलिमेंट है अगर हम इसको करें तो उसका एटॉमिक नंबर क्या है, 17 है, ठीक है। और एक बार ध्यान से देखिए, अगर हम, और इसका मैथ नंबर अभी हमने नहीं कैलकुलेट किया। मैथ नंबर क्या होता है, मैथ नंबर इज सम ऑफ नंबर ऑफ प्रोटॉन्स प्लस नंबर ऑफ न्यूट्रॉन्स, ठीक है। तो यहाँ पे प्रोटॉन कितने हैं, 17 है, और न्यूट्रॉन्स कितने हैं, 20 हैं। सो देयर सम इज इक्वल्स टू 37। सो इसका मैथ नंबर कितना आ जाएगा, इसका मैथ नंबर आ जाएगा 37, ठीक है। अब इसके ऊपर चार्ज आएगा नहीं आएगा, इसका हम फैसला करते हैं। मैंने आपको बताया था शायद कि आपकी जो एटॉमिक नंबर होता है, इट कैन एक्ट एज एन आइडेंटिफिकेशन मार्क। आप उसको देख के बड़े इजीली जो है अपना लोकेट कर लेते हैं एटम। तो व्हेन वी कैन लुक एट द एटॉमिक नंबर 17, वी कैन सी दिस इज अ कैल्शियम एटम। सो calcium have an atomic number 17 having the mass number of 27 by adding the number of proton and number of neutron. Okay, now the question is it a neutral body? No, it is not a neutral body. Here you can see this is number of protons are 17 and number of electrons are 18. So its number of electron is greater than number of प्रोटॉन। अब कितने ग्रेटर है, 18 इज ग्रेटर देन 17। एक बड़ा है ना, तो इलेक्ट्रॉन के ऊपर क्या चार्ज है, नेगेटिव चार्ज है, तो यहाँ पे कौन सा चार्ज आ जाएगा, -1, ठीक है। दैट्स ऑल फॉर टुडेज लेक्चर। थैंक यू सो मच।
Please like, share and subscribe. Don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated with our latest videos.